What's up everybody and welcome to the channel. In today's video, we are going to be talking about cold air intake on the 8Y Audi RS3. Now you guys have seen multiple air intake videos on this car. I started off installing the MST Performance Intake, then I swapped, installed the Armaspeed, and currently put on the ECS tuning kit. Of course, a lot of you comment and ask, why am I trying different kits and things like that? What was wrong with one? What's better with the next? So here's the thing, in the last 2 years, my brother and I started a website. All this stuff you can find on our website. Of course, I have exhaust suspension components to the RS3 as well, and we carry that on our site. We support a lot of cars, particularly the ones we own, RS3, Mark V Toyota Supra, the Toyota Tacoma, Nissan GTR, and we even have plenty of parts for other cars that we are continually adding, the new Ford Mustang, Chevy Camaros, WRXs, and we have a lot more plans to add more and more parts and cars to our website. So with that said, one of the cool features of running a website around performance parts for these cars is testing as many as I possibly can. That is one of our goals. Anything we have on our site, we want to have had the opportunity to test it. That way we can have an opinion and let you know if it is a good product or not. And quite honestly, we are only carrying products that we truly enjoy and think are good products. So we will have all these linked down below. We carry the Armaspeed air intake for the S3 and RS3 on our website. We also carry the MST intake for S3s and RS3s on our site. The ECS tuning one, we have partnered with ECS Tuning, and we have a link down below. Click in that link if you are interested in the ECS one. Let them know you came there after watching this video. So definitely check out the links down below for the intake that fits your car. So in today's video, we're going to compare all the 3 air intakes that I've tested on this car, kind of give you my rundown of each one, the price point, the materials, how they perform for sound, intake temperatures, and then the overall look in the engine bay, of course, comparing it to stock as well. So let's go ahead and get our bearings with the stock air intake. So like a lot of stock cars, you're going to have a massive air box. This houses your air filter, very thick plastic. It does have some good amount of weight to it. Pretty much looks exactly the way you would expect. Air intake tube goes into here. There is a weird flap on the inside that will open and close. I don't know really why. It either releases some pressurized air, maybe when the recirc valve goes off and deposits air into here, or maybe it opens to allow hot air to come in, not too sure. We have a duct in front as well to connect to the front snorkel. Now that front snorkel is this piece, as expected, just made out of plastic. Nothing really all too fancy there. And then the pipe itself, we have a small corrugated pipe and then a plastic tube and a small joint, which is where the stock recirculation valve connects to. So let's go ahead and take a look at each of these 3 air intakes before we show you some sound clips of how all of these sound. First and foremost is the MST. That was the first kit that I installed on the RS3. This one is super affordable, coming in at $525, not including shipping. Of course, that will differ on each intake depending on where you live. But this is an ultra affordable air intake system. It sounds really good. You hear the intake, you hear the blow off noise. It makes a lot of good sounds. Looks great underneath the engine bay as well. Really can't complain. The one thing you need to keep into consideration, on its aluminum tube, you're gonna see this part right here, which will correspond to your silicone recirculation hose. Now, on our 2024 Audi RS3, we have a corrugated plastic one with fittings all built into it. If your RS3 has this for the recirculation pipe, you're gonna need to get an extra recirc adapter kit for the MST air intake. Now, we do carry AWE's recirc kit. I will have that one linked down below as well. However, I feel like that one only fits 2024 model years. I've had a few people test that out on other years and it didn't seem to fit on 2023. So that kit, I can only guarantee it'll fit on 2024. However, ECS Tuning has several of them on their website. I will have that link down below. Here is one of theirs. They also have an APR one and a few other brands. Again, I'll have all those linked. So there's other ones that will fit other years. I can only guarantee the AWE fits 2024. But nonetheless, these are like around 75 bucks. It's this little fitting that goes into the car's throttle body, and then you can connect a silicone pipe from here to your air intake, and the AWE kit will come with one, and the few others I'll have linked below will also come with a silicone pipe. So that does bring this up to closer to $600 if you have a newer RS3. If you have a previous gen RS3 or an older one with a factory silicone pipe, you won't need this at all, and it's 525 bucks. Now, this air intake is pretty nice looking. As you can tell, we have a big aluminum tube. Looks nice with the powder coating. You're gonna have a massive air filter and a pretty nice heat shield as well. It's a very simple kit. doesn't utilize any of the factory hardware or parts, so it's really nice. It even does connect to your factory duct. Air intake temperatures are pretty close to stock. Sometimes I did notice it got up to about 10 over. Being an aluminum pipe, I think that will absorb just a little bit of heat versus carbon fiber or plastic, to where it gets a little bit of heat soak if you're sitting, but once you start driving, of course, the airflow will cool it down a little bit. Next kit that I tested out was the Armaspeed cold air intake. This one is on the expensive side, coming in at $1,375. It is a full carbon fiber air intake. You're gonna notice this massive part. This is where you house your air filter, full carbon fiber, as you can tell. Very nice attention to detail, gorgeous design, having this much carbon underneath your hood. It also comes with its own carbon fiber duct that will completely replace the factory plastic one, and this will connect right onto the radiator support to scoop in all that fresh air. It also has a carbon fiber tube and a massive air filter. Now, this one does utilize one factory part. The carbon fiber tube actually connects to the factory corrugated rubber pipe. So that's one drawback. I wouldn't mind if this was also carbon, so you're gonna have just a little bit of stock stuff still on the new air intake. However, the big benefit, being a full sealed box and everything, I got identical to stock intake temperatures. So it was right with what the factory kit is doing. You're gonna get the best air intake temperatures with this kit. And obviously being carbon fiber, it's not gonna absorb any heat whatsoever. So it does a really good job keeping air intake temperatures in check. Now with this kit, I actually sent Armaspeed some of my factory air intake components. That way they could develop a version 2. So here is the standard version. As you can see, it has a metal pipe fitting for your factory silicone recirculation tube. However, like we already found out, if you have the newer cars that have the corrugated pipe, this isn't gonna fit. So I sent them all my stock stuff and we developed a version 2, which also now has the perfect fitting. Now I would recommend putting a little bit of grease on your O-rings to insert this in and connect everything, but it is nice to know that you have 2 versions to pick from, and we have that on the website. I updated it. Make sure you double check on your RS3 if you have a factory silicone pipe or the corrugated plastic. I have the pictures up so you can see which one is which. If you have this pipe like on my 2024, you're gonna want version 2, which has the updated version, which will fit perfectly. So this kit, really can't complain. It is awesome in every way, shape, or form. It's not quite as loud as the MST one, given the sealed box, but you do get the benefit of a little bit better air intake temperatures and a lot more carbon fiber than any other intake on the market. Intake number 3 is the ECS tuning air intake. So you're gonna see a full carbon fiber tube, silicone connection to the turbo inlet, and then a silicone elbow to your air filter. Now this one is right in the middle, around $767. Also, air intake temperatures were right in the middle, while Armaspeed was getting identical to stock intake temps over ambient. MST maxing out around 10 degrees over what the stock could do. This one is about 5 degrees. So nearly stock intake temperatures. So this one goes all the way and creates its own duct to where the air is coming through this radiator support, and it really does seal against the hood very nicely. Being that it is more of an open design, it is loud, just like the MST one. None of these are obnoxiously loud, but you definitely hear this pretty well. Armaspeed, you still hear it, but you definitely hear it more with this. On top of that, given this is a carbon fiber tube versus MST's aluminum tube, I think that also helps less heat soak happen to where we're only maxing out 5 above the factory one. Now this kit comes with everything you're gonna need. On this silicone elbow, it actually has a silicone tube going to the throttle body and will even come with a diverter valve. The red one that I showed earlier came with this kit. I already had the AWE one installed, so I just left that alone. So this particular kit is for the 8Y and it'll come with that kit ready to go. They also have other versions for the 8V and other RS3s that are gonna have a factory silicone one. So they have several different versions on their website, of course, and we'll have that link down below. But this is a pretty nice intake, really can't complain with it. Fits really nicely, comes with all the hardware needed, and it looks really good. And it's smack dab in the middle on design, temperature, as well as price. And after listening to some sound comparisons, all those clips were filmed with the microphone connected to the GoPro microphone sitting over by the air filter. So you can hear a lot of that induction noise. This car with the blow-off valve system, the recirculation that it does factory, once you add an air intake, you hear that so much louder, echoing out of that air filter. So the turbo noises truly come alive with an air intake on these cars. I'm not exactly sure on power figures, given they're still kind of working on tuning for the newest generation RS3. However, it livens up the fun factor of the car, and once more tuning is available, of course, an air intake's gonna give you like 10 to 20 more horsepower throughout the rev range. So very well worth it. I don't think there is a clear winner between any of these three intakes. It really comes down to your price point along with your style. Obviously the MST one's a great bang for the buck, not all too expensive, incredibly easy to install, and it's gonna fit all the generations. You just may or may not need to get that extra diverter valve kit. And honestly, you're not gonna notice even 10 degrees above the stock temperatures. And that's only sometimes. It's only if it's getting really hot or if it's just been sitting for a while. Once you start driving, it tones down. So intake temperatures, you're not really gonna worry about that. Not really gonna notice anything different. And then obviously Armaspeed, it's an expensive kit, but it is gonna offer you the best intake temperatures and a lot of carbon fiber. Carbon fiber is not cheap, and it is certainly well worth the price given what it is. And then ECS smack dab in the middle. So it really just depends your price point, what you like, and what will work best for you. I think they're all pretty cool, and of course I'm really happy to offer all of them and to be able to get these on our viewers' cars because I think it definitely makes a good difference. So there you guys go, kind of comparing three really good air intakes for the Audi RS3. I would highly recommend installing an intake on these cars. It makes it so much more fun, very well worth it, just the drama comes alive. If you guys enjoyed today's video, give it a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, stay tuned for plenty more content, and then take a look at all the links down below. When you guys buy from our website or the affiliate links with ECS, it helps us to where we can film more and more videos. Obviously, this is a lot of money and parts sitting here that I'm installing on the cars to test out to create the videos, so it really helps us out when you guys continue buying from us. And we really appreciate everyone who has been ordering stuff from our website. It's been a really fun experience doing this, and we are excited for more and more to come. That is it, guys. I'll see you in the next video.